y'all, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. Hope y'all are doing really well today. I'm going to actually do a tag video called 20 Questions Book Tag. And so since I'm new to my channel, I thought this would be something kind of fun. I was looking around for ideas and I saw actually Lou from Christian Faith and Fiction did this tag back in October. And I'll link her video down below, but check her out if you haven't. She's great. She's so sweet, and she has the greatest videos every month where she actually lets us know the Christian fiction releases, new releases every month, and she breaks it down by genre. So, you know, I just wanted to shout her out here because I really appreciate that she takes that time to do that for us, and because sometimes it can be hard to find Christian releases unless you know the publishers and like you know exactly how to search by genre. Sometimes they don't even have Christian fiction as a genre sometimes. Like on Audible, I have a hard time. Maybe I'm just not searching right, but like on certain websites, it may be hard to even find those. So I just wanted to shout her out for a minute because I think that's really great that she does that. So, but yeah, so here are the questions. Got my coffee here. The first question is, how many books is too many books in a series? Well, y'all know my favorite series is Outlander, so there's like 9 books in that series with a 10th to come. But that's, I mean, we're not going to talk about that. I really think it depends, honestly. My honest answer is, I think it depends. You know, certainly that's a lot of books for a series, but I generally like to keep it that 3-book trilogy series. I think that's great. You know, the 4 and 5 books is okay sometimes, but you know, it just depends on, I guess, if they're dragging things out. While I love the Outlander series and it's like something special to me as a whole, there are certain books in there, book 5, that dragged on for me where I had trouble just to kind of get through some of the material. And overall, like I said, the series is a 5-star for me, but you know, I'm good with just trilogies, a series being 3 books. Sometimes you have that middle book syndrome where like the middle book's kind of like, what is this? This is a filler, you know. Even like, for example, the Skyward series, I really like it, but the first book was so good. Book 2 and 3 is kind of whatever, and I'm ready for the end of it. I don't even know if book 4 is the end, but you know, it's just kind of like, you know, you never know what you're going to get, and so I'm just generally good with 3 books for a series. I've actually seen some series that are like 50 books, you know, and it's like, that's too many. So we could have done this in like less than 10, less than 5. So just some thoughts there. Number 2, how do you feel about cliffhangers? So my answer was very similar to Lou's. I agree with what she was saying. So like it's like I like a good cliffhanger if everything's kind of wrapped up in general with like the action, let's say, or let's say that, you know, you have some plot twist has happened and you're ready for something, and you're ready for a new storyline to take place, and you kind of wonder, oh, well, I wonder what's going to happen next. But I don't like it when like somebody opens the door and it's like, who was that? They made it seem like somebody died and you just don't know, or it's like a big shock and then boom, it's over, and then you have to wait forever for the next book. So I don't really care for that. In general, if you have a good cliffhanger where it's like, okay, everything's kind of come to a close, but we do have this plot twist, wonder what's going to happen next on the journey, I'm fine with that. Number 3, hardcover or paperback. I really like a good floppy paperback. I'm gonna show you what I mean by a big floppy paperback, like this, where it just like lays open. Everything just lays there. So really easy to read. Love this. This is my favorite type of physical book to read. You just, easy. You just lay it there and it just stays open. That's Outlander. But I do like just standard paperbacks too. I mean, these aren't too bad, but you know, see, they close it, but like pretty easy to read. They're comfortable in your hand. Really like these type of books. It's just like, this is so, like, you've always got the dust jacket, and I'm like, I don't know about this. So, and they're just kind of bulky, and you know, it's never really the most pleasant reading experience here. So paperback all the way. Now hardcovers are pretty, I will give them that, and they're nice on your shelves. But that physical reading experience, paperback. Question number 4, what's your favorite book? Y'all already know. This is not a clean read. I'm sorry. I I got into this in 2014, and I can't stop. Once you're invested, you're invested. So that's kind of what's happening. But yeah, this is my favorite book. I've reread this first book several times, and so I like it. This one's signed. This was like that special edition. So, and I'm not one to even buy special editions of books, but here I am. Besides Outlander, okay, I love The Hobbit, and I love Fellowship of the Ring. I really want to finish the series of Lord of the Rings someday. I never got to book 2 or 3. I love the movies. They're just wonderful. The whole world of Middle Earth's great. Like I said earlier, I had a lightly themed Middle Earth wedding. These are definitely up there in my top of all time. I love these. The audio is really great. I think Andy Serkis recently did a new recording for it, and I've got it in my Audible library. Haven't even listened to them, but I really want to listen to them again. That'd be a great reread experience, I think, for me. These are definitely in the top of all time for me. Then number 5, least favorite book. Well, I like to say this little saying. When I don't really have anything nice to say, I just say I'm going to drink my drink. It's hard for me to say what's my least favorite book because a lot of the times I'll just like stop reading something if I'm not interested in it. But I think several years ago, the ones that came to mind was many years ago, like when The Hunger Games was out and all the dystopian stuff was out. Peanut, get down. This cat is trying to get on my back. And it was kind of during that time when dystopian 2012, when all the dystopian stuff was real big. You got Hunger Games and Divergent, but Match series by Ali Condi. This was something I did not like. But I found that I rated this book 2 stars. I think a lot of people liked this book. Wild by Cheryl Strayed. I did not like this book for many reasons, but this was one I was not crazy about. Another book that I didn't really care for, that I gave 2 stars recently, actually, and this is an example of I should have put this down. I don't know why I even finished it, was The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. Did not. This is my cat. So yeah, I should have just put this down. Did not like this at all. Question number 6, love triangles, yes or no? Kind of like similar to what Lou said, you know, generally I'm good if we have a pretty well done love triangle. I don't like when there's any cheating or just anything like that in there. I don't like that at all. Seems like The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare had a pretty good love triangle. And I will admit, I did like the Twilight love triangle, but I don't know. That's a little nostalgic for me, but that's another discussion. So, the most recent book that you could not finish. Another book that I had a really hard time getting through was not good. The Gilded Wolf, Roshni Chokshi. Had a really hard time getting through this. I didn't know what was going on. I tried to listen to audio 3 or 4 times. Everybody was talking about it. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. Question number 8 is, what book are you currently reading? Right now, I'm trying to finish Circe by Madeline Miller. I'm not really into Greek mythology much at all. I don't know anything about it. This is probably not the book for me, but I had several people tell me, oh, you should try it. So, try it out. Borrowed it from the library, and it's probably a 2.5 to 3 star. I'm just kind of at the point where I want to know what happens. And then after that, I plan on starting In Search of a Prince by Toni Shalhoub. This is a Christian fiction read, and I did get it on my Kindle. I purchased it on Kindle, so it came out this month. And so I do plan on reading this. Question number 9. What is the last book that you recommended to someone? So I recommended The Vanishing at Loxby Manor to my friend. I talked about that book in great detail on my recent reads video. And it was just a really great read. So y'all need to check it out if you really like Christian fiction and mystery aspect. You'll like that book. Plus, the cover is just stunning. So, read it. Question number 10. The oldest book that you've read. I would say definitely the Bible. I've read through half the Old Testament and many parts of the New Testament. So yeah, definitely that. But other than the Bible, I would say that Alice in Wonderland, which was written in 1865, found that. And then after that, it would be A Wrinkle in Time, which was written in 1973. I read that as a child, and I really liked that. And number 11, what's the newest book that you've read? This came out in November last year. It was almost 1,000 pages, but Outlander book 9 is, who is your favorite author? I really don't know that I have a 100% favorite author. I have some favorite series and everything. I don't know that there's a, like, it's definitely that person. Like I said, Outlander books, Diana Gabaldon, she's a favorite. J.R.R. Tolkien, love Fellowship of the Ring and The Hobbit. He's up there too. And I got some other ones. Jen Toronto, Jennifer Dibble, Michelle Ashman Bell. I really like Casey West books. I haven't read one of hers in a while. Those were good. Danny Petrie was great. And then Ray Carson. I read her Gold Seer trilogy several years ago, and that's something that I've remembered for quite a while. I really liked those audiobooks, so that was a favorite as well. So yeah, those are just some of my favorite authors. Question number 13, buying books or borrowing? So right now I'm a big fan of borrowing books. I like to own books, of course, but honestly, I feel like I went through a phase, and I think several people that are on BookTube, watch BookTube videos, or maybe it's Bookstagram, whatever it is. If you're part of that book community, you've probably went through this, but I went through this phase where I bought so many books, never read them. Still, like you saw my bookshelf tour, most of the books I have on my physical shelf, I've not read. And it's just part of that cycle of, you buy these books and you don't read them. Your tastes change. Do I still want to read them? Did I waste money? So that's a whole nother discussion in itself. But, so I've really tried, like, if I really want to read something, I'll buy it. If I know I'm going to like it and I really want to read it, I'm going to buy it. If it's a new release, I'm going to get it. But if it's something that I not really sure, if my library does have a pretty good range of audiobooks and Christian fiction books and other books just as well. So I can get most books that I want to read off the library from the Libby app. And so that's been a great resource for me. So I use my library quite a bit. I really want to try to do like a read a chapter challenge from my bookshelf. Do I still want to keep some of these books? See if I'm still interested, because my tastes have changed quite a bit since 2017 when I bought most of those books. Yeah, I would say borrowing books over buying, unless it's something I really, really want. What is a book that you dislike that everyone else seems to love? And I guess I really don't have an answer for this, because if I'm not liking a book much, I just end up putting it down. Moving on. Question number 15. Bookmarks or dog ears? Bookmarks. I love bookmarks. I even made one. It's an Outlander quote from a book. Bookmarks. Always bookmarks. I'm sure when I was a kid I did the dog ear thing, but not today. Number 16. What's a book that you can always reread? Outlander and Harry Potter. Question number 17 is, can you read while listening to music? Only if there's no words. It is extremely hard for me to focus as it is. So I like to listen to different ambiance music, like the Shire of Middle-earth. They have those ASMR rooms. Those are cool, where they have like digital art and it looks like it's a room. Some of the winter scenes, I really like some of that. So some of like the river sounds, I'm good with that as well. But I really cannot listen to anything if it has words and read. Question number 18, one point of view or multiple point of views? So I am more of like a one to two person point of view is okay. Once you start getting like 3 and 4, I end up having like a favorite point of view, and then I don't care about the other ones. Just like in Outlander book 9, they had 3 or 4 different point of views. I loved 3 of them. I could care less about William and his point of view. Like, I wanted to know, but like, hurry up. I want to get back to the other stuff. But generally, I'm like, okay, 2 is okay, maybe 3, but after that, I don't really know about that. Question number 19. Do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? So for me, it's usually over multiple days. I have a toddler. It's really hard for me to ever sit down and even physically read a book as it is. So that's why I do a lot of audiobooks and ebooks, because if I'm like sitting there, I can look at my phone or something for a few minutes to read, or I can have my Kindle or something like that, or listen while I'm walking around cleaning the house and all those things. So, it's really hard for me to even be able to sit down and read a book, but I would say it's definitely over several days. Number 20 is, who do you tag? Since I'm new at YouTube, I would just say, if you're watching this video and you really want to do this tag, please do that. I'll leave the questions below. And I don't really even know the original creator of this video, but like I said, I'll leave the questions in the description box for you to do this tag. If you would like to do this tag, feel free to do that and let me know in the comments below if you have posted a video with this tag and these questions. I'd love to see it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.